Good afternoon. Oh, good afternoon. Oh, gosh. Sorry, I'll try and stop moving around. Good evening. Now, this is very impromptu, so I don't know if anybody's going to join, but I need to ask somebody to have a look and see. I haven't been live. This is on a laptop before on this. People in. Are you able to put in the chat if this works? I know looking at it looks like if I do that, it like loses the picture. That might not be a bad thing. Hi, Claire. Is this okay on the laptop? Can you hear and see me okay? Because I've not done it on here before. Crispy, I can count on you, to be honest. Well, and you, Claire, actually. Does this work okay? Or should I go on my phone? Because I can do that. Oh, man alive. This is where people are. They're here this is where you all are. You're out and about in the evening, aren't you? Or in and about. Yeah, hi Rosie, hi Antoinette. Cool. Aaron, Paula, Jewel, hello. This is nice. See, right, hang on. If I turn off, I've got all sorts of tabs open. I'm not used to doing it on here, so there's shite coming up on the screen, like chats and stuff coming up everywhere. Let's just get rid of those. And excuse me for sniffing. Obviously, I've got another cold. Goes without saying right now. Oh, good. How is everybody? Just obviously constant cold. I always have to come and apologise for the state of me, but I think we're all used to it now, day or night, whatever time. This is what I look like. I was just thinking about you earlier because I haven't seen you for a while. Yeah, I definitely wasn't on last week, and I keep meaning to pop on and thought I must, just sort of say where I am with stuff and then it's just been, it's been such a shitstorm. Honestly, such a shitstorm, like with house move and everything, that I've just thought, where do I start? And it's just been horrific. So I've kind of avoided. And then this morning I thought I'd do this morning, after this afternoon. And then I just thought, this is ridiculous because I'll probably go to bed at 10 usually. But I thought, I'll just go on and update everybody because it's getting out of hand. We're all drinking wine, lovely. I have my wine at 5, so I'm on tea now. Night owl here. I see, because I'm an early bird. But I'm a bit wired as well. So I've got reselling stuff to talk about and flattened house stuff to talk about, or more house stuff. I'll start with the house stuff and then move on to the reselling stuff. So, but feel free to interject with any random questions or abuse. I really don't mind. Jokes, everything's fine. Catherine, hello, how are you? So, yeah, it's been an absolute freaking, honestly. And my estate agent, like I started off by apologising if I was like, sorry, I really want to swear now. And now I'm just blind, everything going over the phone because I'm sure he's heard it all before. But last week, so where we are, we're selling this house. Last week, we became aware that our buyers, and I don't blame them at all, were getting a bit fidgety. I found out they've been looking at other houses, also fair dues. We accepted their offer at the end of March, and here we are now. It's outrageous. I don't blame them at all for anything that they've looked around at other houses. They tried to negotiate dropping the price last week, and they were told they can't do. It's not going to be a goer because our price is also mixed up with our divorce, and our divorce is with a court at the moment, and it's on hold, and it's to do with the house. And if we got less for the house, it would mean going back to financial mediation. And I cannot do that again. No, the stress was, I can't even tell you. Well, actually, I think you saw a bit of the stress on here. So that was all happening last week. And then, so I was like, right, house stuff first, bollocks to work. Right, cool. Good, thanks. Just saw wine mentions getting a glass. Oh, lovely. What you're drinking. So, yes, that was going on. And then, I'm still getting the notifications, even though I've minimised it. Oh, I don't know what that's about. So yeah, so estate agent said to them, that's not going to be a goer, like lowering your offer, because they're saying, well, prices have dropped in that time. They have, but like where we live is just such a it's a sought after area. Where I'm going, less so. But like I know, so I'm like, okay, I'll have a look at what 4 beds could you get in this, and for less than this, because where we are is a bit of a bargain because we're off a private road, but this is like the highway, the road or whatever is like council maintained, but it's off of a private road, so it's very quiet. Anyway, so it's sought after, and I knew that. So I looked and thought, what else could they get for this for less than they would be paying here? They can't. They can't get the area they would want for less money. So I thought, and the estate agent was the same. Said we've been looking, we can't work out what they're saying they're viewing. We don't have to just trying it on basically. And then they said because they're renting in a very very nice area, and they said, oh, we're going to look at a house last Saturday in that area, so they wanted to, because I said, okay, we'll exchange, we'll sort the rest out later, just to get this confirmed. And then is that bleeping every time I get a message through? By the way, if it is, I'm so sorry. So they didn't want to exchange on Friday still, even though they actually said to the surgeon, okay, we won't go and view this other property. And it turns out it was a 2-bed anyway. It's in their nice area, but 2-bed. Well, this is a 4-bed. So he said, oh, they've agreed to cancel that, but they still don't want to exchange. I'm like, well, they clearly are seeing it then, aren't they, this weekend, or something else is happening. So just another weekend of stress. Great. So after watershed, we expect swearing. I expect swearing before the shed in the morning, whenever here. So this morning, like, nothing's happening. I've called the surgeon, like, any news? Could you, like, we've agreed to exchange. They've not got, my solicitor hasn't heard from their solicitor, our solicitor hasn't heard from their solicitor. Any chance, so like stress just went on and on till like mid-afternoon, and then finally got something from my solicitor saying, I'm delighted to say you've exchanged. So, which is exactly what I said to the estate agent. So, Georgie, hello, hi Chris. So the long and the short of it is, after months and months of stress and another bad week of it last week, we've exchanged on our house here, and we will be moving in 9 days, a week Wednesday. I haven't been able to arrange removals or anything because I don't know where I'm going. Well, I don't know where me and the girls are going. Tom's exchanged on the flat he's buying, which is just one road over. But I have issues with the flat that I'm trying to buy because we're still waiting for some land registry stuff to be able to safely buy it. So I've got 9 days now to either get a rental for me and the girls, or get somehow that sorted, which obviously I can't put any pressure on the land registry. No one can. They'll do it when they do it. So yeah, I'm like, well, but I'm just chuffed a bit that we've exchanged on this. So we know we've got the price. Now I've got to sort out where we're going to. Yeah, major exciting. Like, I mean, I started decluttering probably back in March. Well, before that actually, because I was decluttering to get ready for putting the house on the market. And then ever since, like, which is great because we've got a garage, and so much stuff has left the garage. So it's a good job all of that's done. But yeah. So, and earlier also, I mean, to be honest, we've been here 15 years. And obviously also I'm getting divorced. So it did feel a bit, I thought, oh, it's a bit sad, isn't it? I mean, it is a bit sad. Like, our family home. My Maud was born here, actually, and just in front of my feet here in this lounge. So, but overall, I know it's for the best. So, great, it's all moving. Yeah, just don't know where so the place that I'm trying to buy, I'm going down with the tape measure tomorrow, because also there's furniture that might not even fit in, even if we get That's even if we can get that through. So I haven't exchanged on that. Trying to get some more information sorted so it's a bit safer to exchange on, hopefully. My sister, I did get her to agree to doing a simultaneous exchange and completion. It all happens at the same time. So she wasn't like, she seemed to be avoiding my questions. So in the end, I just had to send her an email with just that on it. Can we do an exchange and completion on the same day? And she would, yes, that would be possible. They don't like doing it, I don't think, but that gives us a bit of extra time to try and get the information through. So yeah, honestly, the stress, I can't even tell you. Oh yeah, I can't remember when I was on here. So because last week, so I'm doing that because everything's just gone to pot. That's where I usually have an earring, and it feels like I've got growth on the yeah, did I see you last week? Oh, that's driving me crazy. There's notifications coming through. Can I stop it? Where's my phone? So yeah, because I went to pick up some kind of prescription. It wasn't HR? No, it was my NTDs from the chemist last week, and they said, "Oh, can we just do a blood?" Sorry, I need to stop these notifications. Can we just do a random, like, what do you call it? Blood pressure doodah. And it's like, yeah, like, I've got 5 minutes, that's fine. All right, what do I need to do? Go into settings, sounds of vibration. So it's just like trying to watch an old woman navigate tech. Oh, I might have to get Connie down. I'm in settings. Where do I go to turn off the notifications? Does anybody know? Sorry, chat amongst yourselves for a minute. It's driving me crazy. Notifications, yes. Right, I think I've done it. Yes. Right, you can stop now because I've done this. Right, hopefully that stopped it. Sorry. So I had the blood pressure. I said, I'll tell you what, quite sort of messed up, and said, I said, so this is random then? She said, well, it's not random then. She said, well, we've been asked to take the blood pressure of certain groups. I'm like, oh, to do with the anti-Ds, the HRT, or my age, like, or a combination of all of them. And I said, well, I never get high blood pressure. Well, of course, yeah, I've got high blood pressure. And she said, you're borderline me sending you to the doctor, the GP. And I said, well, it makes sense. And I said, I've never been this stressed, and I've never had high blood pressure. So I was like, great. Not only is it cocking my mental up a bit, I'm just physically, well, we know I'm a bit physically buggered at the moment because of all the colds. But yeah, I was like, God, this has to stop because it's doing me in. It's doing me in mentally and physically. So yes, that was last week. I'm still getting notifications from Facebook group call chat. I've just turned them off on my phone, so that should have stopped them, shouldn't it? Do you get a bleep every time that comes through? So it's driving me a bit insane. Oh, I wonder if I can turn it off by going into it. George, just think, come January, it should be all sorted. Honestly, I'll probably go mad with the, like New Year resolutions and all of that, because I love all of that at the best of times. Right, so if I'm in, do I just go into, maybe if I go into the actual chat and mute it, that will help. Because it keeps bleeping. Oh, here it is. Found it. How can I mute it? Mute message notifications. Yes. Right, that should have done it. Well, I've double muted it now then. All right, hopefully that's it. Oh yeah, I think the notifications, that was just on my phone. I was muting it, wasn't it? Hi, Christine. Not for using another item, so if you're on a tablet, you have to sort them on that as well. Yeah, I've just realised I was just stopping on my phone, wasn't I? It's like watching some old biddy trying, like the cogs trying to, And I've got a bit of a thing at the moment about being a bit old biddy. And so what I did Saturday was went into my local area with Maud. I was like, I'll buy some hair dye because of all the grey, so I'm a little bit red. Buy some hair dye and some nail polish, which is chipping off. Now I just look like an old biddy with red hair and red nails. That's all that's happened there. I am an old biddy and I'm getting older, and I don't. God alive. I remember now older people, right, we'll get back to reselling in a minute, but I remember not talking, but listening to people going, I don't know how I got this old. I mean, how did this happen? I know exactly what they mean now. I really do. And I know some of you know what I'm talking about. Aren't old. Yeah, thank you. Oh, same to you. So, we're told we're experienced. Oh, Lord. Oh, I'll tell you what. I've been, right, back to reselling in just a sec. That will be the work update coming up. But talking of experience, Connie's just found we're watching, is it Queen Charlotte or Princess Charlotte on Netflix? Charlotte that married Mad George. He's a bit all right. Yeah, keeps coming out through the garden with his top off. Anyway, so yeah, yep, I know what you're talking about. So yes, so it's an update. Paula, hello. I realised I had a change this year when at a festival I just wanted a chair and a cuppa. What a shock to me that was. Same thing happened to me at Reading, and I don't know if you know what they're like at Reading, but it's very young. At one point, I thought I'm just going to get a cup of tea, which I had to queue up for ages for, and sit down on this little piece of mud and just watch all the 16, 17-year-olds just charging past for a while, for maybe an hour, because that's all I wanted to do. Georgia Gardner. Have you seen it, George? I have no idea how I've got to my age. It's just outrageous, isn't it? It's a really weird thing. But only people your sort of age or older can relate to it as well. Like, Connie's just quite happy to say, well, you are old. Oh, yeah, thanks, Connie. We're going to be old one day too. Haha. So, binged it all. Oh, Connie. So we started watching it, me, Connie, and Maud the other day. And then I was like, right, now we've got to turn it off, got to go to bed. And then we found out, like we said, right, let's watch a bit more of that. And is it Queen Charlotte? And Connie said, oh, I watched a couple of episodes without you. I said, you what? Like, you watched 2 episodes without? She went, oh, I thought you weren't interested. So you knew we were interested. So we've just had to catch up, me and Maud, while she went out. Bloody love Bridgerton. I don't watch that. It's not even a guilty pleasure, zero girl. It's like it happens overnight, honestly. Can hear noise out there. Right, so I won't be on too long because it is late, obviously, past my bedtime. So reselling update as well. Like, honestly, it's all been happening. Right. So yes, I think last time I was on, I said I'd edited my subscription to. Oh, this is the other thing. The words have all left my mind completely. Daily Refinement Group, I'd gone down to just podcast level. And then so much has happened since then. And then I decided, and then he wasn't putting out any podcasts. I know that's a bit because he had his tech leaving, and so I was a bit, I am impatient. I'm very impatient. So I was like, oh, coming out of this. And then I decided to join the Tech and Sports reselling group instead. At the, like at the pound a day level, whatever it is, so that I can go into the Zooms, which I've just had to join as well. It's all happening. Yeah, so I'm in that now. So that's one big news off the block. But the other, because I was listening to the podcast and stuff, and I'm like, not the podcast, the calls. I was like, I mean, this is really all. I mean, I know there's other stuff like, oh, this is a whatnot call, or this is about some other platforms, but it's majority eBay. And I was like, probably this is less beneficial for me unless I want to really research jewelry again or something, get the jewelry calls. The everyday thing is very eBay based, I think. Well, I mean, it is. Oh, sorry. But then, in the meantime, the words, in the meantime, is the tech group good? Yes, I think it is. I mean, it's only been going like a couple of weeks, but perimenopause and emoji, yes. I don't know. We don't even want to talk about that right now because there's enough crap going on. Yes, I think it is because I'm getting stuck into it. It feels a bit like because obviously a lot of people have come over from I want to keep saying rewind the daily refinement group, but it also I think there's a lot of newbies there. So coming in at the same time as a lot of other newbies, I feel less like it's just me joining and everyone else already knows what they're doing and it's just me that's arrived as a newbie. I like there's loads of us. So that's good. And oh yeah, so the other shit hot news. Well, it might not be. Everybody might go, oh yeah, I've been invited to that as well. But I've been avoiding a call from eBay because I shopped my shop over a year ago, as we know, because I keep banging on about it. Because I flumped off. I'd had enough of scammers and all the rest of it, and also jewelry. The profit margin wasn't there anymore for me, so I'd shut my shop, and then I was getting voicemails from an eBay rep in Ireland, and I thought, oh, I know what this is. They want me to join that feedback group. Have I got time for a feedback group right now? Do you know the state of my life? So I just kept avoiding her call. And then she called again. I thought, for crying out loud. And I just woken up from a power nap. Yes. I thought, I'll just have to tell her I'm not interested. I thought she was going to give up. And yes, I know. Like, what do you want? Oh, well, we're contacting you because you used to sell on Posh. Yes. And I was like, what? Like, I was half awake and thinking, what? Because I used to sell on Posh. What are you talking about? And then it's not a feedback group call. It's a Poshmark thing. Yes. Did you get called, George? Did you get called? Are you in it? Who else is in it apart from? So I know Sustain. So what it is she was calling to say we're calling people that were on Posh to onboard them. Yes, George, to onboard them to a startup scale up group. And I assumed I started banging on about selling on YouTube when I've done that and Insta, right down the wrong track. And I said, I didn't even know eBay were doing live selling yet. And she was like, no, eBay's not doing live selling. I was like, was that why you were telling me about YouTube and stuff? I was like, yes. Is that, you just said, what? Like, I was like, what the hell's going on? You were talking about Poshmark and onboarding people that were on Poshmark onto this scale up group. So what are you talking about? And oh, George, that's brilliant. I thought I'll put something on Insta to find out who else is been onboarded onto it. Have you had your first Zoom yet? So I know Sustainabeads is on it, but she put it out on Insta, but they're calling me back next week on a Zoom call. Yeah, but apparently it's reduced fees and free shop fees for 6 months. Yeah, so I mean, it was where she kind of got me so she was talking about because obviously I've got two, like I've got a business account, private account. The shop shut down. Well, yeah, yonks ago, and I was just shut the shop, and I was reducing. I think the feedback can come in later, but there is feedback in there from February. And then you know where I've been with my best bud, but also I've been everywhere. I've been on Depop, so I was trying everything, and then obviously Poshmark, and so all I've had is my little private account, and with about 20, I think I've got about 22 things on it still at the moment. And so she was talking about that, and I said, then she was talking about she said free shop fees for 6 months. I was like, "Oh, hang on, so what did you say free shop fee? Free? Oh, yeah, I might be interested." Like, "Yeah, go on." And so then I was like, "Which account are you talking about here?" I said, "You can see both of them, can't you?" And she went, "Oh, yeah." And then she looked at the business, she went, "Oh, yeah, definitely do it on that one. That one's really good." I was like, "Well, yeah, that's the big old account, like, that I shut down." So, yes, so she set me up the next day. Set up, so I had no shop, and now I have back to a, what do you call that, mid-tier level, the mid-tier level shop anyway. Free for 6 months. Oh, yes, please. So I'm just loading up now, but I'm only loading because she said, "How quickly you can get all of your listings from Poshmark over?" And I thought, "Oh, I don't like, I had a couple of hundred listings on there." I thought, "I don't think you're not quite getting this because, like, obviously, having joined the tech group, I also want to make sure I put my listings on correctly." I thought when it was live, it doesn't matter so much. So on Posh, I'm just banging them on, like one picture, get it on because I'm going to be doing it live. But with, obviously, I'm putting it on the bay, I want to be putting it on correctly, and you've got to do it all the right way now, haven't you, with eBay? It's like, it's quite needy. It's like a needy partner, I think. Um, I thought, oh, Posh are closed. Yes, it's closed down. So they were trying to get, I don't know how they, if they paid for a list or how they did it, but they have been contacting people that, yeah, I'd love to know how they got everybody's details, how they did that. But they've been contacting people who were on Posh and trying to onboard them onto eBay, what I assumed for live selling, but no, free, my favourite word, totally. I remember, when like you're working in an office and it's someone's birthday and you all have to get cakes. I remember a guy coming up to me and, "Oh, my favourite flavour," about the cakes. So I was like, "Oh, which one?" He went, "Gratis." My favourite flavour. George, I cancelled my shop when I sold and got rid of loads of stock. Yeah, because I would have assumed you had a shop and got rid of loads of stock and it went under a certain amount, so it wasn't really worth it. Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. But I've increased it again and this came along. Well, this is the thing I said to her. I said, "This is perfect timing." Hi, Babs. I said, "Yeah, this is perfect timing because," oh, and then of course, I mean, it's just awful, isn't it? The poor woman also got me going. I'm a bit stressed at the moment because I'm getting a divorce and moving house. For thought, "Oh, Jesus Christ." I don't want to hear about that flower, but I don't know why I had to say that. But yeah, Paula, perhaps Posh staff have been re-employed by eBay. Ooh, maybe, maybe. Yeah, I think I just spat the screen. Sorry about that. Yeah, possibly. But it was pretty quick. It was pretty quick after the news because I was on a bus somewhere when she first called. I was like, "What the F?" Like, and that when she first started leaving messages, and I thought, God, she's not giving up. I just thought if I ignored her messages, she wouldn't carry on, but she did. So actually, and in the end, isn't it? I think I was trying to tell her yeah, it was such, I said, "This is such good timing for me because I'm literally on the brink of wondering what to do. Like, Whatnot's gone. Sorry, Posh has gone. Everybody's going to Whatnot, but you can't apply into jewelry yet. And otherwise, I'd have gone straight over to Whatnot. I mean, obviously, Vera's still my best bud, absolutely my best bud. And I said, I keep wondering whether to crank up eBay again. So it's literally perfect timing because I've been wondering whether to, and this is enough reason to crank it up again and try it. And especially with being in the tech group, I can get this kind of coaching from all angles. They called me 3 times before I picked up. Oh God, they must be getting it from everybody. They must be like, yeah, these people. I mean, what sort of customer service must they provide? They never pick the phone up. Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, and then it turns out actually she's quite booked up with Zooms. So I'm booked in for a Zoom on Friday. But yeah, shop's already set up, and she said start loading it up. So I'm doing that. So yeah, start up, scale up. So I said, "Oh," because she said, "Oh, do you want to ask anything?" I said, "Oh God." I said, "Well, can I email you? Like email you back to because she emailed something over, and then so I emailed and said, "Have you got any information you could send me about this startup scale up, and what's expected of me?" So I thought, I don't actually. All I've got is what she said to me when I was half asleep. Like, what does it involve? And she just sent me a picture of. I said, well, an email back said, "Isn't this just a screenshot of the benefits of being a business seller?" But then I thought maybe it's too new for them to have proper like graphics and stuff of this group. I said, "Have you got anything, that's actually about this group?" So she sent me like the Zoom schedule, what it's going to cover. And it is a lot. I mean, it'll be interesting because it's a lot of stuff, all the stuff you need to learn about eBay, basically. But obviously, we can be picking her brains, George, when we're on a Zoom. We can be saying, "All right, what's going on with this listing then? Why isn't that, how do I get that seen more?" Apart from, she did mention advanced promotions, I think, which I'm like, oh God, I'm not promoting at 20%. Like, it just becomes unviable. On top of your other fees. And I accept you've got to promote these days, although I know some people don't, and hats off to them. But also you're in that vicious pit of if you promote and then you stop promoting and then your sales might go off a bit, but they might have been going off a bit anyway, and then you don't know, and it's just hideous. The second guessing and not knowing. So yes, yes, and my plan as well moving forwards. Oh, right, we're over half an hour, so I will cut it up in a minute. Yeah, just pop in any quick questions if you've got any. I refuse to promote over 9%, average is 5, George. Yeah, try and record the Zoom call. Catherine, that sounds like technology that is not meant for me. I don't know how you'd do that. I refuse to promote over 9. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I have done that because I'd thought with some bits, oh, I'll just go for the dynamic dynamic ad rate, and then you get the fees through, like the breakdown, and you go, oh my God. So the rings that I'm putting on now, oh yes, so it's back. I mean, some of you the eagle-eyed people might have noticed, like, oh, she's sticking shit on her shop again, back on Charles Sterini, but it's only 10 rings a day, and I started Friday, and I've sold 3 rings, so I'm doing 10 a day. So, and 2 have been paid for, so that's, I think it still shows 38 because one hasn't been paid for. But I felt so excited about having sold something. But then I thought, oh, calm down, Flower. That's not really that many, but I am still chuffed to bits that I've put rings back on, in an area that I would really like to do, because that's what all the clothing or jewelry has been about, the questions. Well, the sort of cryptic clothing or jewelry on Insta. It's because I'm like, well, if I'm starting from scratch, this is a really fantastic opportunity to start, in the most viable area possible, because I'm starting from scratch. And because there's pros and cons, very pros and cons. Ask Connie, yes. Bandicam, what? Perhaps what's happened, I'm late. Oh, just everything, really. Well, we've exchanged on our house, this one that we're moving out of. I don't have anywhere to go to yet, me and the girls. That's number 1. Number 2, me and George and Sustainabeats are in the startup scale-up group on eBay, because we were on Posh, and so we've got a free shop for 6 months, hooray, and some Zoom calls. So that's it in a nutshell. So yeah, so I asked in the tech group as well, if you could have the opportunity to start again, would you do clothes or jewelry? And because I mean, obviously it's different for your lifestyle or whatever, or the contacts you've got, and because per item it's definitely more profitable, and definitely more profitable per item for me personally to sell clothing. However, I find it much harder to source enough clothing. sourcing jewelry is not a problem at all. But so for instance, like I've made a fiver average per ring on the ones that I've just sold because of the promotion, because of the cost of goods now. But so but one item of clothing I could probably have made, average £15. So it's like the equivalent of 3 ring items or 3 jewelry items. It used to be more. My profit margin used to be much better, but the other thing is I can source jewelry online. I can source it from home. I've still got a jewelry contact from the boot. It's not the sourcing is so much easier, but obviously there's more work involved. So it's lots of different, and things like, oh well, clothing's bigger to store, and we're downsizing to a flat and all sorts. But with jewelry, it's a huge. I mean, clothing's a huge market too. But competing with sellers from China, where people are selling some of the items, like the rings that they're really thin widths of band, and people don't realize that when they're buying, and that's what you're competing with. Oh well, but you love doing jewelry. Yes, that's what I realized when I started doing Poshmark, is how much I've missed doing the jewelry, really. So, and I mean, there's tons of knowledge you can learn, lots of stuff to learn on clothing and jewelry. So actually, yes, so this is it. So anyway, I've come up with a great plan. Connie's like, oh no, she's just like, please don't talk to me. I was like, yeah, but I've come up with, she went, you come up with a new plan every day. I was like, yeah, because I think of new things and they sound better than yesterday's plans. And also I'm quite impulsive. Got to go. Night chick. Night night. Have a good sleep. Great to catch you live. Thank you. Yeah, I'll be going soon. So this is the plan. I'm still going to do 10 to 20 listings on my best bud, we know where, a week. And I'm going to list for now 10 jewelry items a day on eBay. And we'll see how that goes, and I'll update you. So yeah, that's the new plan. And then between the two, hopefully we'll have enough money in life. Won't be too bad. It's much easier to spend time, Catherine, listing on whatever you enjoy more. Yeah, I definitely. So I enjoy some of the clothing. I mean, to be honest, I think what I enjoy is the profit. But I tell you what I don't enjoy with clothing is sodding well, getting it home, thinking you've checked it, no holes, no stains, yep, we're good to go, snip that label off. Oh, how did I miss that? And the prices, God alive, to make your eyes water in some of the shops I go to. And which is why the other week I said, right, I'm capping myself £20 an item max, because it's just getting out of hand. And when you pay 35, 40 quid for an item and then it's got a tear in it, it's like, for God's sake. Yeah, so that's that. Kids are horrible. Yeah, well, they're like me, so yes. We got on well. Yeah, so that's that. I thought I just feel like I ought to just come on and just update, because it's like I've just died or something. And also I like to upload on here if possible, if possible once a week. So yes, so yeah, there you go. That's the update. So yeah, I've got to try. So now I've got to try and get somewhere for us to live in 9 days. And carry on with all that reselling, and I'll have a Zoom Friday with eBay. So yeah, I'll try and keep you updated. Offload, do it. Yeah. Catherine's. Oh yeah. Yeah. So lots has been happening, but that's good because I like change and I like to move on and move forwards. And that's right. I think that's why I told the poor lady from eBay about this is good timing because I'm getting divorced and all the rest of it, because I sort of need something to throw myself into, a bit of a distraction. She'll like, oh God. Yeah, so that's it. Gonna let you go. It's 10:30. We can all go to bed. Thank you for joining me, and let me offload. Oh gosh, yeah. Please do comment if you're watching this after the fact. Let me know what you're up to. Great. I'm so pleased that you're in it as well, George. That's good. I wanted somebody else as well. I thought I need to find out who's in it so we can chat and compare notes. Night night. Bye bye, don't die. Right, this is interesting. Here we go.